Sir, up here. I came back from a long night of yelling last night in my last video. Sometimes you just gotta vent about shit that's bugging you. Best way to get past it. Yell, scream, crack the roof. Just say it like it is. Just pop it off. I feel much better today. I'm so glad I made that video yesterday. That was one of the best things I've done for myself to relieve tension. And today, my blood pressure's down. I'm feeling positive again. So I recommend that to anybody. If you're having a bad day or a bad situation, or you went through something that wasn't quite to your standards, feel free to pop off about it. Feel free to let everybody know how you feel, because I'm going to tell you, it's going to make you feel good inside. I know it made me feel better. I feel like a new man today. Never hold back on how you feel. As long as it's coming from the heart, you can't go wrong. You told everybody how you feel. If they misunderstood it, I guess they're the ones that got to go to fucking reality school. So I'm watching some videos today, and I found Dad Dash. He's pretty much chiming in hardcore on goals, gig worker goals, and he's chiming in on charts and dash by time and how he feels about Top Dasher. You know, it's funny for me because I haven't seen anybody do that in a while. Everybody's all wrapped up in the fraud, the manipulation, the lies, you know, scorning other people for being wrong about their advice. And some of that shit's pretty bad. I can see why they're doing it. So, I wanted to come to you with a little bit of my advice for being a gig worker about goals. It's really hard to know what to believe, what to digest, and what to mentally wrap your brain around when you're watching all these channels across the board. And sometimes you don't know who you're watching. It just shows up in the algorithm. There it is, suggest a video. And you get really confused because the clickbait is so impressive, or they're so well dressed, or they're driving a Tesla, or they're like in this big house, and it's just like your mind just starts to like get discombobulated. Like, which way do I go? I just want to know what the best way is for me, and I'm trying to get some input for that. Because at the end of the day, you're going to do whatever you're going to do. You'll figure that out as time goes by. You're going to end up doing it your way. Because you're going to say, that didn't work, and that didn't work. That clearly didn't work. But what I'm doing is kind of working. I just want to get that part better. Because as Dad Dash would say, it's all about hitting your goals quicker, you know, and more efficiently. And who can argue with that? So I'm like, yeah, you know, hand clap on that one. So, and no, that's not, I don't do shout outs, but I like to be inspired. That's where I come up with my ideas. Other people's videos inspire me, whether they good or bad. And this one inspired me in a good way to where I get to finally tell you something. I've been trying to figure out DoorDash for 2 years. And guess what I found out? What I mean by DoorDash is how to make the money, how to make the zone, how to do the gas. You got all these people with these apps. Go to Upside, do this, do Solo, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. You know how many apps there are? Oh my God. You guys already know, I'm not going to tell you. I don't sponsor shit, I don't run ads here. But there's a lot of fucking ads. Apps are all, oh my God. I could tell you which one I use, but do you really care? It probably doesn't work in your market. I think that's what people should start saying. The one I use works, but it probably won't work for you. The way I understand it on YouTube is you're going to have to get into a shouting match over it. And you'd be right. Leave that up to me. You can watch me yell at those guys. You have to do you, but you got to figure out who you are in the gig economy. And that's what I've been doing for 2 years. I finally figured it out. The problem is that I don't use charts, I don't use mileage, I don't use hourly. I'm not talking about pay per time. I'm talking about I don't look at my hourly. Like I said, oh, I made $30 this hour, or I made $7 that one. I don't do that because that will drive you crazy. That will absolutely flip you out. It's the most negative and positive experience that there could possibly be in the same fucking day. And that shit will drive you nuts. I did that in the very beginning. I got off of it because all these people on YouTube talked about, you know how much I made an hour on DoorDash today? I made like $21 an hour. It's like, I did that too. I did. I went down that road. Fucked me up. It comes to my attention later, about a year later. It's not about the hourly. It's about the weekly. How much did you make that week? If you want to average out the hour, that's a lot of work to get to the same place that you are with that pay. That pay's not going to change because it's by the hour. You didn't do yourself any real justice by going all that work to find out how much you made an hour. What I want to know is, does this compare to a W-2 job? And my answer was, for me, yes. It's a little better. It's not off the charts. It's not like I'm making twice as much. But it's better. I'm working less hours. I'm getting more pay. It's not as stressful once you learn the job. And what I mean by learn the job is learn the system. And that's going to kind of take me to this point. The system keeps changing. So when you do charts, when you do hourly, pay per order, pay per time, what are you doing? You're going by what DoorDash currently has available to you to figure out. And as you guys know, they're getting ready to do the 3-tier system across the board. It could be a year before it hits your market, as I'm understanding. So when it hits the market, we're going to have to switch over to that and figure that one out. And you know that one will change too. Top Dash is going to go away, or it's going to stay, or 3-tier, or gold, or platinum, or silver. Here's how I see it. When you go out there and you start up the car, are you motivated? Are you doing it because you want to do it? Or are you doing it because you have to do it? If the answer is both, you're in a good place. Because if you have to do it, the money's there. And if you want to do it, the money's going to come quicker. The positive part of your brain that is going to start shouting out at you, this is not only fun, but I can make money. But I have to pay attention to what's in front of me, not to what people are saying, not to what people believe. Those people, I don't know. I don't have barbecues with them. I don't know their kids. I don't know where their kids go to school at. Their kids aren't friends with my kids. I don't go to their church. I don't go hunting with them. I don't even know some of the restaurants that these people go to. Never heard of them before. Some of the ones I have, they'd be like, what the hell? I've never even heard of that restaurant. So when you're listening to advice about a better way to achieve your earnings, the best advice is going to come from you. Get out there and screw up. Get out there and fuck it up. You're going to anyways. Enjoy the learning curve. Get stressed out over a bad customer rating. Get stressed out over a contract violation. Get stressed out over some of the channels that talk about being deactivated for no reason. Or stay the course, start your car, and say, you know what? It's going to be a fun day. And I actually need the money. Put them together, make it work. It will. I did it. And from what I can tell, all these people on YouTube are dashing, or Uber eating, or whatever. They're doing it. Not 99.9% of these people have been deactivated, have they? They're still doing it. And what part of their video is so believable that you believe it? See, that's why I don't do charts. That's why I don't do ride-alongs. It's simple. You already have that in your life. You can see that anywhere. But what I bring to the table is a little reality 101 from a gig driver that you probably wouldn't mind spending 4 hours in a car with doing some gig work. We could probably shoot the shit, have a good laugh, and make some money, and learn something or another from our stories of thousands of deliveries. And you know some of those stories are pretty damn funny. You know what I'm talking about. So I'm like, I appreciate all the advice that anybody could possibly give me. But at the end of the day, it's going to be the advice that I give myself. Because I'm the one behind the wheel of that car going in my zone And ain't not one person on YouTube going to understand that. It's not going to apply to them at all. But I do like the fact that we're working around a lot of people here on YouTube. I like to call them co-workers, honestly, because it's the only people I know. I don't know any gig workers in my real life here. I don't. None of them. I don't have one. So I come to this place. And I think that's why I get so emotional. I did the same thing on my last W2. I got emotional. I took shit serious. If you're going to talk to me serious, I'm going to take it serious. If you're going to yell at me, I'm going to yell at you back. If you're going to respect me, I'm going to respect you back. There was co-workers that I had that I could actually not stand, but I could learn something from them. A lot of people can't do that. They'd rather just say, shut up. So, it doesn't matter how loud you are or how quiet you are. What matters is how intuitive you are. Do you know what's going on around you? Are you in touch with your surroundings? Because that's what it takes to be a gig worker. It's not only out there on the streets that you got to do it, it's also on YouTube that you got to do it. When you get a 225 for 10 miles, that's the same thing as having a comment come up on your channel saying some of the most negative shit that doesn't even make sense to you. What do you do with that order? 225 for 10? You decline it. What do you do with that comment? Ignore it. What do you do when you get a banger on DoorDash? You accept it, you get pumped. What do you do with a positive comment? You get excited, you get pumped. You like it, and then you give it the heart. Then you go check out the channel for somebody new. What side are you most focused on is the question. I think that's where the motivation comes in. My motivation comes from me and me alone. I don't rely on anybody for it. Sometimes it'll bite you in the ass, because if you're your only motivation, it's real easy to get unmotivated, sad, depressed, and pissed off. That's what a gig worker is. We are in control of our destinies making money. You gotta man up. You gotta take the good with the bad. Learning how to deal with it's the answer. Anyway, it's been real. I'll get back to you guys in a little bit. Torp out.